Hi everyone. Today we are doing a deep dive into the story of Evolve, the multiplayer game that promised to revolutionize asymmetrical gameplay but end up struggling and eventually shutting down. First, a little reminder that there is Evolve community which are still playing multiplayer on legacy versions. You have a video about it on my channel how to join people to play the game in 2025, and you have all the link for the Discord in descriptions. I will cover everything: the origins, the development, finance, player statistics, and the reason behind its downfall. The idea for Evolve was born after the success of Left 4 Dead. The developer at Turtle Rock Studios, who used to work closely with Valve, wanted to push the idea of asymmetrical cooperation even further. They imagined a game where 4 players would hunt a monster controlled by a 5th player. This concept was ambitious and fresh. By 2011, Turtle Rock was independent from Valve. The project, internally called Metamorphosis or simply Wild, needed funding but lacked of resources. In 2011, THQ purchased the rights to Evolve for around $11 million and began active development. But late 2012, THQ went bankrupt. Its assets, including Evolve, were auctioned. In January 2030, Take-Two Interactive, via its 2K Games label, bought Evolve for only $1.5 million, a fraction of THQ original investments. This marked a new phase in development. With 2K backing, Turtle Rock refined the game concept. Introduction of 4 classes for hunters. There is the Trapper, the Support, the Medic, the Assault, addition of progression mechanics, and a creation of multiple monster types like Goliath, Kraken, and Wraith. The game was heavily promoted during 2014, especially at E3, winning the Best of E3 2014 award and gaining significant media buzz. Closed beta ran on PC and consoles that year. However, early criticism emerged over limited content and an aggressive monetization models. Evolve officially launched on February 10, 2015 on PC, PS4 and Xbox One. The base game cost about $60, but there were also over $130 worth of DLC available on day one, including new monsters, skins, and a season pass. By May 2015, Take-Two announced shipping 2.5 million copies, roughly 2 million physical and 500,000 digital. At $60 each, this roughly translates to $150 million to $180 million gross revenue from the base games alone before discount and retire cuts. Superdata Researches estimate at $12.3 million digital revenue from base plus DLC just in February 2015. The total revenue from DLC and microtransaction is estimated between 30 and 50 millions. So combined, Evolve generate an estimate of 180 millions to 200 millions in gross revenue for 2K in its first years. Despite strong sales, the reception quickly soured for several reasons. The first one was the monetization models. The high buy price combined with expensive DLC shocked many players. The community felt the game was incomplete and designed to aggressively monetize contents that should have been part of the base game. This led to a massive backlash and loss of player trust. The second problem was the gameplay. The original concept of 4 hunters versus 1 monster was fresh but repetitive. There was a lack of map variety and different game objectives. Matches were often unbalanced, sometimes too easy for the monsters, sometimes too easy for hunters. New players found the game hard to get into to poor matchmaking systems. And the third one was the content scarcity. The game launched with few maps and limited mobs, compared to other multiplayer games like Left 4 Dead or Overwatch released soon after. Evolve felt shallow. This perception made it seem like an overpriced and underdeveloped product. At launch, Evolve peaked at roughly 27,000 simultaneous players in February 2015, but just 1 month later, it drops dramatically to below 7,000. By the end of 2015, the average number of current players fell below 1,000. signaling a rapid community collapse. Empty servers lead to long matchmaking times, driving more players away, a vicious cycle ending in near player-based death. In July 2016, Evolve was relaunched on PC only as Evolve Stage 2. A free-to-play model, initial results were promising. Player count jumped from average of 600 to over 12,000 within 4 hours of launch. Peak player hit around 24,000, an increase of over 60,000% compared to the previous months. But the revival was short-lived. Console version never received the update. Content updates remained scarce, marketing efforts were minimal, and player trust damage early never fully recovered. By August and September 2016, current players averaged between 500 and 2,000 monthly, a sharp decline from launch. In September 2018, dedicated servers were officially shut down. Most of the remaining player base left. Then in 2022, 2K briefly reactivated the servers, causing a modest resurgence of a few hundred players to about like 1,600 players simultaneous. But by late 2023, peer-to-peer matchmaking was permanently disabled, closing the chapter on Evolve multiplayer entirely. Several behind-the-scenes issues contribute to Evolve's downfall. Turtle wanted to release weekly patches, but 2K forced rigid schedules, UDAPs only every 3 months. This delayed bug fixes, balances adjustments, and content release. Console updates alone cost about $50,000 each, limiting how often the game could be patched. 2K marketing emphasizes flashy representation like the 4 vs 1 player, spectacle at E3, but neglect community engagement and long-term support. Total Rock had limited say in design, pricing, or monetizing decision. 2K pushed back season pass and limited edition even before testing player reception, causing disrupt. Here some quote from Total Rock co-founder Chris Ashton. "We wanted weekly patches, but they say no. Every patch has to go through QA, marketing, certification. It was very frustrating. The DLC storm hit full force and washed away people's enthusiasm." To conclude, Evolve started as a groundbreaking idea but suffered from poor business decision, bad timing, and lack of support. The expensive DLC model, limited content, gameplay unbalance, and slow updates all lead to its rapid decline. Despite this, Evolve's unique asymmetrical gameplay influenced future games in the genre. If you play Evolve, share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think went wrong? And if you enjoyed this deep dive, please like and subscribe for more. A little reminder that there is Evolve community which are still playing multiplayer on legacy versions. You have a video about it on my channel, how to join people to play the game in 2025. And you have all the link for the Discord in descriptions.